When Huawei sent over the Huawei Nova 13, I was less expectant of so many things because we know the issues they're facing now, courtesy of Google. But this device surprised me in so many areas, especially when it comes to artificial intelligence, performance, and the design. I actually love the design on this device, but I don't want to jinx it or spoil it for you right at the beginning of the video, so make you talk, Charlie. This is the Huawei Nova 13 Pro, and let's start with the unboxing experience. In the box, you're greeted with the device. You also get a box inside that holds the SIM ejector tool and a clear TPU case, which is something you barely see in 2025, even in 2024. There's also the support for USB Type-C to Type-A charging, and as such, it comes with a cable in the box. That cable combined with a 100-watt charger brick. Now, this charger brick has dual charging support, which means you can either charge the phone via USB Type-C to Type-C cable if you have one, or the Type-A to Type-C cable it comes with in the box. And basically, that's all you get in the box. Let's talk about the build and design. Now, my favorite aspect about this device is how it looks and how it actually feels to the touch when you hold it. It feels very premium. You want to experience it yourself to understand what I'm talking about. However, it does feel a bit slippery without a case on it, so you'd want to apply a case on it just to avoid it slipping from your hands and falling. Most of the slippage or the slippery feel is from the rear side. There's an oval-like design at the rear side which houses the cameras. It's more like a camera compartment. There's the flash, which is a dual flash system on here, the laser focus sensor, and then triple rear cameras on the rear side of the device. You then have the power button, which has an orange accent to it on the design, and also the volume rocker buttons, which is also present on the device. Now, you have a USB Type-C charging port at the bottom of the device. There is the down firing speaker, the slot for 2 nano SIM cards, no support for SD, and then a top firing speaker with a microphone. Now, that's basically it for the design, and I must say it's one part of the device that I love a lot. Everybody hates it when there's a spillage on this device. With IP65 water and dust resistance, you can immerse this device into water and not worry about it getting destroyed anytime soon. I'm talking about water affecting this device. When your hands are wet or when water spills on this device, the touchscreen still performs well. It performs basically just like how it performs without water falling on it, and I am amazed. At the front side is where we have the display. It's a 6.76-inch design, and with a screen-to-body ratio of 88.9%, you could tell that there's extremely thin bezels on this device, giving it that premium look and design. With a pill cutout notch-like design, which looks like a device I wouldn't want to mention in this video. There are 2 cameras in here, a 60-megapixel selfie camera and an 8-megapixel wide lens, which is used for wide shots, especially when you're taking selfies. And the display is the fingerprint scanner, and this fingerprint scanner is quite fast. It's at the bottom of the display too, which is a bit comfortable for someone like me to quickly unlock my device. It's extremely fast. The display on here is an LTPO OLED display, which makes consuming content very great. It produces great punchy colors, especially when it comes to consuming content either from your favorite streaming apps like YouTube, Netflix, TikTok. You do get the best experience on here. There's almost 1 billion colors that make up the display of this device, so you need to understand how immersive the display can get when you're watching or consuming content, or basically just using the device for day-to-day usage. With the 120 Hz refresh rate on here, I'm scrolling through apps, switching between apps, multitasking, and doing everything I want without experiencing any stutter or jitter in the movement of the apps and things I'm moving about on the screen. The operating system on this device is Harmony OS, which is Harmony OS version 4.2. However, it does still run on EMUI, which is EMUI 14. And talking about this, I want to add that the variant I have here comes with 512 GB of internal storage coupled with 12 gigs of RAM. Performance on here has been the best so far. However, I did notice at a point in time that when I'm using this device for an extensive period of time, longer periods, and I'm doing a lot at the same time, the device tends to heat up a little bit and lag with minimal frame drops here and there, but it's something that would happen to almost every device if it's being used for that extensive period of time. Storage variant for this device starts from 256 GB and can go as high as 1 TB, with all of them coming coupled with 12 gigs of RAM. As somebody who uses Google services for most of my day-to-day activities, not having Google services on here was kind of a deal breaker for me, but I ended up realizing that I could actually download Google apps on here, and I made a video about that, so I'll link the card right here for you so you could just go ahead and watch it. But I'll give you a brief highlight on how to go about it. You can either use Gbox or Micro G. And with Micro G, you just have to go to the Huawei app gallery, search for the Micro G companion. They're going to get 2 apps, and you can just go ahead and then download both of them and make sure to check or follow with all the permissions that would come up, and then proceed to add your Google account to it, and you're basically good to go. Search for any of the Google apps right from the Huawei app gallery and you should see them on there to start using it. One aspect of the device that stands out a lot for me is artificial intelligence, and one area they implemented that was the display. Huawei has a feature known as AI HDR, and this actually makes for an image that has both light and dark tones going on in there. The brighter areas become extremely bright thanks to the AI HDR technology, and they also make the contrast of the image more pronounced, giving you a much more eye-candy experience for the device when you're watching pictures on the phone or consuming content generally. It's another display advantage for this device. Another aspect of this device that's had AI implemented is the cameras, and this is known as AI expressions. Now, for anyone who likes to take pictures, you realize that if somebody takes a picture of you and it's not the best, you go through most of them and you can't really find which one to post. With the Huawei Nova 13 Pro, you can actually just take a best of images and select the image, edit it to select an expression which is the best for you thanks to the AI expression feature, and you're good to go to post it on your social media platforms or anywhere you feel like sharing it to. So let me say, they could never take a bad image of you if you're taking pictures with this device. The specifications for the cameras are a 60 megapixel main camera lens for the front facing camera and an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens. Selfies on this device are okay. They are great, especially when you're taking in good lighting conditions. At the rear side, which is the main boss, we have a 50 megapixel main camera lens, a 12 megapixel telephoto lens, and an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens with support from the laser autofocus sensor, which helps with focusing and taking sharp and detailed pictures, especially in portrait mode. You can take videos of up to 4K 30 FPS on the rear side of the camera, same as the front facing side of the device. Batteries. Now, this is one aspect about the device that blew my mind. With 5,000 milliamp hour on here, I charged this device just twice ever since I got it. And yes, I use the device on a day-to-day basis. However, I feel like because I have other devices I add to it, I'm not using it as a sole purpose device. But since I'm testing it out, this has been my main device for the time being. You'd end up charging it overnight when you're probably going to sleep and want to just get some juice on your battery before you wake up in the morning to go ahead and use the device. That's most of the times where you find yourself charging the device, and that will basically just be because you want to even top it up, not because it's completely dead. Talking about charging, I've had this device charge from 1 to 100% in less than 50 minutes. Could be 45 minutes even if I take a critical look at it, because this 100 watts charger that comes in the box has some form of super fast charging, which Huawei calls the supercharged turbo, and it charges the device really fast. There's some wow technology going on here from Huawei, and I love every aspect about it. Overall, if you're out there on the market for a Huawei device and you're looking at getting the Huawei Nova 13 Pro, I would definitely recommend it to anyone. But your experiences might differ from mine, so I'd prefer that you walk into any of their showrooms to experience it more and have a much more one-on-one with the device or hands-on to get more feedback from the device. I'm Delpy, this has been it for the Huawei Nova 13 Pro, and as always, we could talk more challenge.